It's Madden NFL 24, and we've got C.D. Lamb. He put together a nice showing last week, finishing with 110 yards. It's the Cowboys and the Cardinals, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
We find ourselves at the home of the world's first retractable natural grass field as you get a look inside State Farm Stadium in Glendale. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Arizona Cardinals. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Cardinal team as they get ready here. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a 7th-year pro and a literal rocket scientist. Here's Joshua Dobbs.
This guy's leadership is so important to how this offense functions. He doesn't shrink from any moments on game day, and everything he does with confidence. He sets the example in practice, off the field, and is the guy leading everyone out for each possession.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. 2nd down. Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. You look at this Cowboy defense. They're just below the cut line for top half of the league. 17th in the NFL against the run.
Always think back to what my defensive coordinator in college used to tell me.
And he will go down. A Cowboy sack.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
Well, that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. And tip your cap to DeMarcus Lawrence. Nice play defensively. Off the play fake, here's Dobbs. Able to get this one to McBride. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
And Dobbs is going to be swallowed up as he'll go down.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
And Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
Back in Arizona, 2nd quarter action. It's the Cardinals in possession as they've got it with a 4th down coming up.
Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter.
Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. Cavante Turpin deep for the Cowboys.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. This is brought in at the 21. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So the Cowboys ready to go on offense for the first time, and it is their now 30-year-old quarterback, Dak Prescott, who leads the way.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting on a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. On 1st and 10, Prescott rolling to his left. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Steps away. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. 2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless first half. Prescott on 1st down. He finds his man complete. That's Ferguson. A big play here for Dallas. And even 40 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. That's dumped off to Pollard. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal. The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. Here's Prescott. Pollard here once again, back-to-back catches. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. To the air again, Prescott, buying time to his left. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. They'll run forward with Pollard. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Tony Pollard, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Cowboys will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. So that a great sequence for these guys to begin the ball game. They force the punt on one end, then come right down the field and score on the other.
And that's a great example of leaning on each other and building a little momentum that way. How about the defense forcing the punt? Turns it over to the offense with confidence, and they take it downfield and score.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that makes the score 7-0. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. Well, the Cardinal offense going to take over late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. And Dobbs is going to be swallowed up as he'll go down. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack.
It's now 2nd and 19 at the 16-yard line.
A final shot before break. Dobbs. His throw incomplete. So we've reached halftime, and we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. Oh, good return up past the 30. Still going. One man to beat. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times where they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Aubrey good with a PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. On first down, Dobbs to throw. A quick throw there is incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at.
And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Dante Fowler. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's fourth down. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and they will take over first and 10. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They fell last week to the Jets, but they've got the lead right now as they start this drive. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he's got room. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They're going to hurry back to the line now. First down, and it's Pollard again. He's got it to the 43 here. Second down and 6 now. Here's Pollard again. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On third down, it's Pollard. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Here's Brian Anger now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? You get another chance.
Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. It's Cardinal football, but they trail here as we get set to bring you the 4th and final quarter. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Dobbs looking to throw on first down. In trouble, and he's taken down. Here comes 2nd down. Now Dobbs. Steps away to his left. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. A big play here. 3rd and 2. Throwing here, Dobbs. And that is incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Dobbs finding Pascal, and he is going to have the Cardinals first down as he gets a little more than he needed. 4 yards to pick up there on 4th and 2. Now Dobbs. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens in bounds.
And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as he'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Well, they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
Dobbs. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. Down the right sideline. Touchdown, Cardinals. Zach Pascal, 60 yards. And the Cardinals are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter. Now Matt Prater for the point after. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now Matt Prater for the point after. The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field.
Roughing the kicker. Defense. We can't have that.
So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Tony Pollard with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Cowboys look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Aubrey now for the point after. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. All eyes on the Cardinals now. Down by 2 touchdowns. 1:04 on the clock. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. And that's complete to Brown. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. On play action, it's Dobbs. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Well, it's pretty difficult to sum it up offense in a 2-minute drill when your guys have struggled to put points on the board all afternoon. There's an incompletion right there.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Dobbs. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Going to run again here with Pollard. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here we go on 4th down. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for Dallas, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Arizona, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers.